welcome to another episode of Sokoo. This is your girl Rachel. Remember, if you're thinking about it, I'm going to say it. This is my sister,
CJ.
And we've got the crew members behind the team there.
Sokoo! Sokoolicious!
Sokoo, ladies. Today, our topic is, do you speak your native language or your native tongue to your children? What's your take on that, ladies?
I feel like there are so many people in this country that do not teach their children, in particular African people, who do not teach their children their native language. And I feel like it's the biggest disservice that you will ever do to your children if they cannot speak your language. I was born, bred in England, went to school here, have done everything here. And our parents always spoke Cree, which is a Shanti language to us, but we always responded in English. But as we got older, we saw the value of speaking the language and we forced to learn, but we weren't compelled to learn. Whereas in school, our friends went to Spanish classes, went to Colombian classes, went to, Urdu classes, the Indians, the Chinese, they all taught their children the language and they speak and communicate in their language. But us Africans, for some reason, we didn't want to do it. And I feel like it's very sad.
Yeah, well, I think we assume that speaking the language, the children will let the children jump in, be able to speak. Like you said, the Spanish took their children to classes, or they take their children to Spanish classes. The Hindus, the Indians.
Oh, they even speak it to them from back home. Because by all means, you're in England, you will learn English.
That's right.
I think it's very...
with us, we speak to them and they respond in English back to us in English, and we don't insist what they do. Or when we speak to them and they respond back in English, we then change our tongue and speak English to them. I think it's not right.
You know what? Being able to speak more than one language is a gift.
Yes.
Parents need to give that gift to their children. I believe in speaking my dialect or my language, which is Akan or Chi in Ashanti, which is from Ghana, West Africa, to my children. The children are born here, they will speak English regardless. They will learn it in school. So it is very important for us to give our children that gift. Because if research shows that children with bilingual,
they're more intelligent.
They are more intelligent, more smarter. And they say, then here he said, children are incredibly sensitive to the different ways people speak, even when they only hear one language, right? They learn very quickly about differences between the way men and women talk, the differences between the polite and impolite way of different languages, and so on. For children, the bilingual situation is just a matter of another difference between people. So children, they will have the mindset of learning quickly, and they see it as what? Opportunity for them to learn and understand. Because if I'm speaking my language and a child is around and they're wondering, they want to understand it. So they pick up one or two words, like babies will start saying Dada, Mama, and the first word that a baby will say is what they hear in the house. So it's very, very important that when I say Africans, I will go based on where I come from, the people I know, which is Ghanaians. That it's very important that we teach our children our native language, the Chi, the Gans, the Infanti, and all that.
But I've even got cousins who have children born and bred in Ghana, and they can't speak the language. They only speak English.
Wow.
And they think it's nice.
I've heard it said.
Complex?
I've heard it said by several people, especially with the older generation and with the younger generation, that they think it's going to spoil their English.
It's not.
That's the mentality, though.
Yeah, well, that's a stupid mentality.
But that is the mentality.
That is a stupid mentality.
That them speaking their, and it's again, it's not them not being proud of their accent, number one, and their language, number two.
What does accent do to you?
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying that this is the problem. It doesn't do anything. But this is the mentality that English is superior.
It's not.
And therefore, They don't want to let their children speak our language.
It'll come back to haunt them.
But you know,
always does.
Always get confused
It always does.
in the beginning.
Yes.
Because obviously they go out or they hear English and they hear their mother's tongue. But they are so smart, they pick it up so quickly that...
But why is it the Indians teach their children from birth?
And you know their children are very smart.
Yeah.
Because going
It's a
back...
mentality. We have to
Going
change
back
the
on
mentality.
What Rachel
They
said that knowing more than one language is a flexible thinking.
Yeah.
It really makes you smarter.
Yeah.
Imagine having an idea and me having an idea. We both got ideas, but you giving me your idea and I giving my idea to you, you've got two.
It's true.
So doesn't it make you a better
And
person?
also,
Analogy.
there's some words in Cree that you cannot even translate to English.
This is it. So how are you going to?
And I feel like that's such a wonderful thing.
Yes.
That means you've got two
mental
different
capacity.
aspects
That's
that somebody other than your own person can never understand.
But you know that the interesting thing is being bilingual is very good for the brain.
Yeah.
Because
That's the
they
first
said
thing.
in everything from multitasking to the latent onset of Alzheimer's, and secondly, research in social linguists tells us that children learn languages from peers, even from a very young age. So if you don't tell your children, if you don't teach your children your native language, you are really depriving the children.
So let me ask you, you all have friends, you know, you have Ghanaian friends, some Nigerian friends and Zimbabwe and other nationalities. Why is it you think they don't teach their children the language?
You know what I find interesting? I will answer your question. What I find interesting? They're speaking English to them, and they are even mixing it. Their past, present, future, they are mixing it. The word is not pronounced correctly, you know. So really, what are you teaching them? They're going to learn from school, and they will come back and correct you. So speak your native language to them, for them to be able.
But why don't they?
I remember when Nicole was a child and I was picking her up from school, and I would speak my language to her. But I remember her telling me, "Mommy, once we get to the gate, please speak English."
So they're embarrassed.
She didn't want to respond back in my dialect, but she now wants me to speak English to her.
I think in a way though, sometimes, or what I've seen with Ghanaian parents, in Ghana we have this phrase that said like, it makes them feel nice that their children
100%.
have that complete English or maybe the American accent. They see it as some sort of progression or achievement in their lives, that they've come from Ghana and they've made in this country that children have English accent, American accent. Because in Ghana anyway, there's this kind of thing of you want to catch yourself. Someone who's
They do the slang. Everyone's slanging.
And you hear that fake accent coming through. So
I don't think you make it.
Exactly, with that fake American accent or the fake English accent. So you have to look at the roots of the problem, which is kind of probably
pride in your heritage.
Yeah, there is not enough of that.
Yeah.
Because they don't like, you know, if you don't like yourself, you won't like your native or your heritage. I love me and I love where I come from. I'm proud to be a Ghanaian, and you know what? My children will tell you that mommy will say it and you'll correct it. I don't mind you correcting me. But I think people, like Bella said, you know what? They feel superior about it. Why?
I think parents should make it a conscious decision to speak their language to their children.
And let their children respond to them in their language.
Even though the children will need a life outside the home, outside the front door, they should speak their language to these children.
Yeah.
Because it will make them a better person. They'll be thanking them
Later,
It's true.
On that note, guys, if you're a mother or a parent, and you don't speak your native tongue to your child or your native language to your child, it's about time you do. Because, my dear, faking the accent and making that English or American accent whilst you are not American or you are not English.
Them being here, they will automatically speak English.
True. It's
so
true.
There will be a better people
to
speak a second language or get to know their mother's tongue, which will benefit them.
Yes.
So on that note, I will say that I will need your comments. Why are you not speaking your language to your children? What benefit do you think the children will gain by getting speaking a second language. And don't forget to subscribe our channel.
To make sure your notification button is on, follow us on Instagram and Facebook.
Our channel.
And share our page as well. Let's make the conversation so